Anderson Tendulkar moves to London as they go to the Oval for the fifth and final Test match in this enthralling series. England leads 2-1, and India will be looking to level the series. Um, Big news coming in. Jasper Bumrah will miss this fifth and final test match. As a part of this workload management that we're seeing all series, incidentally, the only game that India has won has been the game where Jasper Bumrah rested. Um, Siraj, Mohammad Siraj, would have been the bowler who really stepped up in that game. Not sure he's going to be playing in this game. It looks very, very doubtful. But India will need a win to level this series. It's been a great series. There's been a lot going on. We've seen the coach, India head coach, Gautam Gambhir. He has been fighting with the curators. There is Ben Stokes injured, out of this game. Bowled himself into submission the last game. But today, I have with me, as always, Samir Malik, and we're gonna rip this one apart. We're gonna break it down and jump into this fifth and final test match. Samir Malik, how you doing, man?
Roger, there's been a crazy 4 days, man. England, India, there's so much to unpack. It's unbelievable what's happening. You know what? Somebody called me up yesterday, and you know what they told me? England should bring back Jimmy Anderson for this final test match. He's been bowling well in the English summer.
He's been bowling very well. I wouldn't be surprised, Samir. I don't think their ego is going to allow it. But wouldn't that be a fantastic story? Obviously, Jimmy Anderson was forced to retire. He was tapped on the
Yep.
shoulder. He wasn't ready to go. And based on how he's bowling, I don't necessarily think he should have retired. Who cares if the guy is 42, Samir? Who cares?
Who
Right?
cares?
He's
I
bowling
agree. I
brilliantly.
agree. Hey, listen, here is the thing. What's disappointed me the most about England, and especially in the last game, was how weak their bowling looked. Remember, I kept telling you throughout the series, even though England is up 2-1, they're very lucky to be up 2-1. England bowling hasn't been that great, and now they're dropping Archer for the fifth game, which obviously shows that Archer is probably overballed too, right? He's probably not fit enough to ball another test match, and they don't want to risk injuring him again, right? That's what it is. So, with that said, it pretty much looks like, India goes into this game, in my opinion, probably with a little bit of an edge. Even though, remember, they've lost their wicketkeeper, and, they're going that's going to be a huge loss. But I still believe the Indian batting, especially, that combination of Washington Sundar and Jadeja in the lower middle order, I think would scare England at this point.
Oh yeah, and Samir, that was a fantastic rear guard action shown by Jadeja and Washington Sundar in the last game. I mean, Rishabh Pant pulled up again with an injury, injured from trying one of his reverse scoop
Hey,
shots.
listen, the Pant injury is a huge loss for India. But at the same point, I think the Stokes injury evens that out.
Spear fought for poor old Jarrell, who didn't add to a test cap, but has probably spent the most minutes on the cricket field
Yep.
in the
He's going to play
series.
this game, though. I think he's going to play this game, right? I do not believe that KL Rahul is going to be donning the gloves. I do not believe that.
No, I mean, K. Rahul is someone who's been shunted up and down the order in Indian cricket for a few years in white ball and red ball format, Samir, but has really come of age in this test series. He's really played well. He's looked assured. He's looked confident. He's been fairly aggressive, and I think he's made this opening spot his. I don't feel India would want to would want to move KL Rahul down the order just to have him keep wicket. So I
No,
think
no,
Kerr
I don't think they
definitely
will.
plays in this game. But another piece of controversy, Samir, which we didn't even get a chance to touch on. Obviously, the English team were upset with the Indian team in Jadeja because they essentially England tried to win the game, and India kept them out there for quite a while, and then England decided, hey, we've had enough of this. We want to get off. We want to go get some rest. Our bowlers are overbowled. And Jadeja and Washington Sundar decided, no, we want to get hundreds. You're going to stay out here.
Hey, listen. Once again, my opinion. Once again, it's very, very tough to tell a cricket player who's about to score 100 not to score 100.
Your
Right?
first
That's the
hundred,
bottom line.
Samir. Your first 100.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
important.
First 100 for Sundar. First 100 for Sundar. But at the same point, I think India lost an opportunity there. That was an opportunity, even though you down 2-1, to show your superiority to a team like England. At that point, you could have easily said, hey, listen, we have drawn this game that you were supposed to win, and you walk off and let England know that you are equal, if not superior to them. I think the real issue that came up, I think, is going to be that. And how it plays out in the fifth test is going to be incredible. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm going to tell you this. If Jadeja and Sundar again score significant runs, I think England is in trouble in this test match.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying India they're playing all these bits and pieces players, and they should play specialists Samir. But these guys have
But these
proven.
guys look like specialists, Roger.
Yeah,
Sundar looks every bit a batsman.
yeah,
Jadeja, there's no doubt in my mind, is one of the best batsmen on the Indian test squad.
yeah, yeah. I mean, no doubt they played well. So
And remember, both these guys have come in and played the new ball. When you get the second new ball, guess what? They've been playing it very easily.
yeah,
It's not as if these guys are coming in and batting with the old ball and there's not a lot of movement. Even when the English bowlers have seen the new ball against them, they've played it out.
yeah. No, for sure.
And
Um,
another thing that I'm going to tell you, Roger, about the series, maybe the stats change a little bit, but here is the thing. You will be surprised to hear this. Shabnam Gill, we know, has 722 runs in this series. He's going to add to that total. Oval is always a good batting strip, right? But here's the thing. The next three batsmen are all from India on that list of the highest scorers in the series. You have Gill, KL Rahul, Pant, and Jadeja. And then Smith is basically the fifth highest scorer with 424 runs and Root with 403. So guess what? The Indian batsmen have actually outbatted, the English batsmen at this point in the series.
yeah, but one would also say England has had more guys contributing throughout, right? They probably scored less, but probably a
Very,
bit more.
very, very even series, Roger. I am surprised that this series is 2-1. I wouldn't have been surprised if this series was 2-1, India leading into the fifth test.
I think 2-2 will be a fitting end to the series, Samir. The series has been so gripping, it's been so enthralling. I would love to see a 2-2. Let's call it a dead. It's probably going to be one of the most exciting 2-2s that we've seen in a while where no
So,
one wins.
so I think, Roger, this last test without just Bumrah, okay, remember Bumrah's not playing this game, right? I think this last test match depends on how pissed off Gautam Gambhir is and if his team is going to play for him. Because this guy has been fighting everybody. He's been fighting Ben Stokes in the last game, and now he's
I want to get
fighting
your thoughts on this.
Curator at Surrey.
Go ahead. I want to get your thoughts on Gambier and all of these things going on with.
No, no, but one thing is this guy's been fighting everybody, right? He's been fighting anybody and everybody that he can fight right now. So the question is Indian team gonna play for their coach? This is a game for their coach. They cannot lose this game. Remember, if they lose this game and you lose 3-1, I think the bigger story will be what the hell was Gambhir thinking?
Yeah, certainly, interesting stuff going on there. We have to see, what happens. And what do you think about the character, Gambier Samir? He's fiery, he's feisty, he's very competitive. Um, is this a type of coach that you think India needs at this point? Obviously, again, India has done well, but Gambier has really been someone who he really goes after the opposition. Do you think this is the type of coach that Indian cricket needs at this point?
I don't think so, Roger. I am very concerned with the young side that India has. Remember, before you had Kohli and Rohit Sharma in the locker room, and they were a calming influence on the team, right? Now you have this guy Gambhir with a bunch of young kids. Yes, Jadeja is a senior player, but remember Jadeja is not one of those influential players like Kohli and Sharma, right? So my concern is that these young players, do they go overboard? And that's what I want to see in this test match, that they play responsibly and play to win. If they go in the same style and those verbal altercations that he's been having with the curator and this and that, the whole thing, and then they've been fighting with media, once again, that doesn't help. Remember, even when there's been all these media people going up to Gambhir's been fighting with them at this point. Every time they ask him what happened to the curator, he just goes off. And once again, hey, listen, I understand your team is down 2-1. You played really well. You expect to be up 2-1, right? With the amount of, positive play that you've seen India do, right? Once again, India has not played negatively. India has played a very positive brand of cricket and they've played very well. Nothing against the players. The players have done extremely well. But this coach is fighting with everybody.
It was
I saw that report, where he's fighting with reporters. It doesn't make any sense.
It was pretty funny, Samir, when I saw the reporters essentially pushing the camera in the curator's face, asking him if Gambir is a good person. And he would just keep saying, I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
but not only that, when the reporter is asking Gambhir, he's like, "Go report whatever you want to report." The guy's a reporter. Hey, listen. Once again, we have an issue. We understand you have an issue, but I think as a coach, you need to be the leader of the clubhouse, right? You need to be understanding that you have young players playing for you, and you need to make sure that you show your calmness to basically let these players know I'm backing you.
Yeah. Should be interested in the teams that are selected. I know India has a lot of injuries and a lot of guys that need to be rested. I don't expect Kuldeep Yadav to play. Um, God forbid he does well enough that people could start going at Gambir and say that he should have played already in the series because, that's been the talk. Everyone has been saying Kuldeep should have played already, especially down in Edgbaston. So a lot to ponder here. But for England, Jacob Bethel finally gets an opportunity in the series, Samir. A very, very exciting young player.
Hey, so I think, look, selection is going to be dependent on, who's fit and who's not fit, right? And what I've seen right now, is that, this match will depend on leadership. Remember, England is going to miss their captain. Ben Stokes absolutely has shown great leadership. But I think, once the game was out of hand in the fourth test, Ben Stokes should have, taken the pedal off. He should have understood that he is needed for that fifth test, right? So that's number one. Is England going to miss his leadership? Is Oli Pope and Joe Root able to, continue doing what Ben Stokes has been doing on the field, right? I'm pretty sure Pope is going to take Joe Root's support for this fifth test because he will need Root's input on how this game progresses. On the other side, for India, remember their firecracker, you know, Pan is no longer, available for this game. Bumrah is no longer available for this game. Those are two big names. So whoever replaces them will have to, show that they can, give a big contribution so that India can win this game.
Yeah, no, certainly. All right, well, should be very, very interesting, very, very exciting affair coming up.
Six o'clock
I am
tomorrow
hoping,
morning. That is going to be a great game. Tomorrow
yeah,
is going to be a great day of cricket.
yeah, Super Thursday. Is that
Super
that's
Thursday.
it?
Yep. We
Thursday, is
got.
that good?
Hey, listen. We got England, India. Hopefully, this game goes into the fifth day. If it does, remember it's going to be going into Monday, and then you're going to have Pakistan, West Indies playing three games across the weekend: Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So this is going to be a super weekend of cricket.
All right. I think I like a Super Weekend better than Super Thursday.
I agree. I
There's
agree.
no, there's no ring with Super Thursday, right?
Yes, super weekend sounds good. Super weekend of cricket.
All right, Samir. Again, you and I will be at the West Indies Pakistan game tomorrow, so
Can't wait. Can't
we'll be
wait.
taking in all
I,
the
I think we
action.
might do a show together tomorrow in which we are going to be in the same location for the first time.
All right, sounds good. Fantastic.
Awesome.
All
Take care.
right, fans. Again, you've been watching all your cricket, and as we just mentioned, tomorrow 6 a.m. England versus India in Anderson Tendulkar. It should be exciting. See you soon.